Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you my pull-apart garlic bread. Now, I've had a lot of people request this recipe, and I can see why, because it's been kind of all over the place. Everybody has their own version of it, and this is my version, and it's really just an updated, somewhat version of my regular garlic bread, which has been really popular here in Laura in the Kitchen for a really long time. And this kind of tastes exactly like it, but it's really funny, not funny. It's a really fun presentation, and it's just so, just you wait. That's all I'm gonna say, because it's very good. The ingredients you'll need few, but very important ones, such as my extra virgin olive oil. Any olive oil will do. Some butter, lots of garlic, parsley, Italian seasoning, and the mozzarella. I like using fresh mozzarella, and I like to kind of cube it myself. You can use shredded, but that's what I prefer. Doesn't matter. As long as it's whole milk, you are good to go. And it could not be easier and simple. The first thing I'm gonna work on is the kind of oil butter with garlic and herbs, because this is really what's going to infuse throughout the entire bread. So in my little saucepan, I'm going to add my butter and my olive oil. I like doing a mixture of both, because this way I get the buttery flavor from the butter, obviously, and it doesn't overtake the garlic and the herbs, because if you do too much butter, I feel like it can be a little bit too buttery and it can overwhelm the flavors of the garlic or anything else you put in it. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm not going to turn it on just yet, because I want to add my garlic and parsley to my mini chop, or whatever you got, your food processor, or you can just chop it by hand, of course. This is just really easy. And I'm just going to pulse this until it's all really well chopped, and then I'm going to add it to my little pan and bring it to a simmer. I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's there. Okay, to my melted butter and oil, I'm just going to add my chopped parsley and garlic, and I just want this to kind of almost simmer. I don't want this to turn any color or anything. I don't want to saute this for just a couple of minutes, not very long at all. I just want that garlic flavor to infuse through the butter and the oil. So while that happens, I'm trying to get it all out of here. Give it a good stir. I got my trusty wooden spoon. Give it a good stir and let that heat up with the garlic and the oil for just a couple of minutes. And while that happens, I want to talk to you a little bit about the bread. Now, I prefer a nice sort of sturdy loaf for this. Whatever shape you want, fine with me. I like it that it's nice and sturdy, like a sourdough or something like that, because it holds its shape a lot better. And now you need to sort of cut this into the right shape. Let me just check on that. That's looking good. Now, I've got a serrated knife. It's really important when you're using bread that you use a serrated knife. What I like to do is kind of go on an angle and make my cuts, but you see I'm not going all the way through. You don't want to go all the way through. You just want to go about 2/3 of the way. Maybe a little bit more than that, but not much. Like that. And then I like to go kind of on an angle on the opposite side, so you're sort of forming like a diamond pattern. You can see that you're forming almost a diamond pattern. Try to be a little more neat than I am, but we all know patience and neatness is just not one of my virtues in life, and we deal with that. We're okay. Lots of delicious things have come from that, so I'm all good. So I hope you are too. But just try your best to get the shapes to be as even as possible. Either way, just trust me. Listen, if I know anything in life, I know cheese, I know garlic, I know bread, and I know butter and oil. It's gonna be phenomenal. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just saying, it's gonna be phenomenal. So just trust your girl. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Okay, this is looking pretty much exactly how I want it. Now, you take this beauty and you put it on a baking sheet that you've lined with some aluminum foil. You're gonna need a couple pieces of aluminum foil. So now that you have that ready, you've got your garlic oil ready. To my garlic oil, I'm gonna add my Italian seasoning. Give that a stir, and it smells like pure heaven in here. Give that a really good stir. And then, with patience, I'm actually gonna sit this right here. With patience, you're gonna take a pastry brush, and you are going to just brush this butter and push it down the cracks of each one if you can help it, because it really will carry this flavor through the entire thing. It's amazing. Okay, this is looking about perfect. Set that aside, and now with lots of patience, you need to stuff these little pieces like that with the mozz. And it is just smelling good. And you know what? If you're feeling good, put 2 pieces in there. I mean, why not? Life is short. Eat garlic bread. That's what I say, hey? I'm getting greedy now. I'm going back in and putting more cheese. Okay, but this is looking, trying to make sure I didn't leave any pieces out. I don't like to cut too low down here because that can cause the bread to fall apart a little bit, and we don't want that. But if you're feeling fancy, I say put more cheese in there. Not that you need it because it's going to be delightful. Okay, so this is what it should look like at this point. Now I've got aluminum foil underneath. And what I like to do is I just like to kind of do that. And I also have my oven preheated to 350 degrees at this point. Take another piece and just cover it up. And I'm going to pop this in there for about 15 minutes or so. And then what I'm going to do, well, I'll show you when it's there. How about that? Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. You can see this cheese is just starting to melt. It smells fantastic. Now what I've done is I'm obviously taken off the top layer of the aluminum foil, and I've also increased the heat to 375 in my oven. I'm gonna pop this back in for another 15 minutes or so, or until you can tell that the cheese is completely melted and it's all crusty and delicious and it smells. Can someone bottle this up or put this in a candle? I mean, who? Okay, so tell me you wouldn't buy a garlic bread scented candle for your kitchen. I would. I mean, I'd probably put it in my bedroom because that is love to me. You know, I love the smell of garlic and herbs, but I'm just saying, getting carried away. This one back in for 15 minutes at 375, and tell me that doesn't look like a beaut. I mean, that just solidifies everything I love about life. I just want to get a nice cheesy piece. Look, 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 look. Yes. I know. I'd be really jealous of myself too right now. Yeah. Yeah, this is a moneymaker. I'm not kidding. This is just absolutely phenomenal. And what a great sort of centerpiece to your little dinner party. I love that. I love that if you can get a centerpiece that you can snack on while dinner is getting ready, being prepared, that to me is like bonus points for the hostess. That's all I'm saying. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get the written recipe and step-by-step instructions. As you can see, it's really easy, it's really simple, and it's absolutely dynamite. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!